Greetings, everyone. My name is Adira Rachel, the host of the Cup Talk Show, and we are so grateful that you guys have been able to tune in today. On today's episode of the Cup Talk Show, I have a very wonderful guest, and I can't wait for you guys out there to be able to hear and listen to her Oz intelligence. Well, I'm going to let her introduce herself, and then we shall be able to get on to today's episode. Please introduce yourself to our guests and our listeners.
Thank you very much. My name is Jamilah Jamal Nabatanzi, and I'm a counseling psychologist.
Wow, beautiful. So, who is a counseling psychologist?
Okay, a counseling psychologist is basically a counselor and a stroke therapist. Counseling comes in all ways. In terms of helping, it's a professional, lies in professional help, for example, like doctors and clinical psychologists. So it lies under professional help.
Okay.
Yeah, helping people, but verbally, in terms of talking with whatever hardships that they are going through, so that through talk, you help them and guide them on how they can handle their life.
Okay. That is really beautiful and touching that you guys are going out there to help the people. Now, today's topic is in regards to adolescence among youth, but especially it's in regards to identity and self-discovery. So I think let's first begin by understanding who is an adolescent.
Okay. An adolescent, like adolescence itself, it is a stage. It is a transition age between childhood and adulthood. So this person is no longer a child, but at the same time, they are not adults. So depending on different scholars, because the World Health Organization regards an adolescent to start from the age of 10 to the age of 19. Then you'll find other scholars, they'll, for example, Erik Erikson regarded an adolescent from the age of 12 to the age of 19. Then there would be others who will stretch it up to the age of 25. But as we can see, that that stage, it is a transition. Like I said, they are no longer children, but also not adults. Yes.
So that is really beautiful, and I like the fact that you have been able to define using relevant authorities. So the whole concept is what the viewers have to know is it's a transition stage. But we all know so many things happen during that stage. And that's why I think today's topic is very pertinent, identity and self-discovery. So could you kindly define the concepts of identity and self-discovery, especially during this stage?
Among adolescents, there is a struggle, like the fact that I told you they are no longer children. So when you're a child, your parent is telling you, maybe all the teachers, they tell you, leading you on what you should do and what you shouldn't and all that. So, but in this stage, there is also that sense of autonomy. I would love to do this by myself. Then you start contradicting with, but this is what my parent told me. So there comes a struggle of self-identity, who I am. So many, should I say, adolescents in this stage, they are struggling with finding out, who am I? So when they're asking themselves that question, they do not want to, they would want to be who they are, but then they struggle with society, then they struggle with family, what the family thinks that they should be. Then they struggle with politically, like how the country translates that adolescents should be like this. Then they also struggle with their faith. because the parents now have brought up, maybe I'm a Christian, maybe I'm a Muslim, and then I wouldn't want to disappoint my parents because I come from this background, but I think I've seen something in this religion and this is what I would want. So it is very important for them to identify themselves. That's how we come into self-identity and self-discovery. So why should we bring it into awareness? That while they are going through this stage, what do they need? They need support from all these avenues that I have mentioned. That if my parents do not know that this is the struggle that I'm going through, of course it will arise stress, it will arise depression, it will arise anxiety, because when I cannot meet the expectations of my parent, I'm on a roller coaster of what should I do? What should I be doing? Why am I feeling this way? Then there is also the physical that goes on through their bodies. They're having body changes, hormonal changes. So a lot is going on for them. So why should we create awareness on this? That you as a person, and you're in an environment where there are people like this, or even them knowing that this is what I'm going through, then it should be normal to seek help on how one should be helped when they are going through those stages.
That is quite beautiful. So in your profession, how have you been able to help the adolescents out there who reach out for help in order to discover themselves?
Okay, when, for example, one realizes that maybe they're not where they would want to be. For example, we have worked in schools for our practices, and you would find someone coming through the session and they're like, my friend is this, and then I would like to be like them. This one mentioned they are having 4 boyfriends and me, I have 1. I wish I would be like them. So because, first of all, adolescents, the opinion of the other, the peers, is very important to them. So they would want to be like the others. So when they're having this struggle, because now this comes in, I have my peers to impress and the ones that I want to be like, but also my parent is not of the view that this is what I should be doing. So I struggle with, I want to please my parent, but I also want to please myself by being part of fitting in with my friends. So when they come through, while we create this awareness, we would like to see that if the parent is not understanding them, then it's okay to seek counseling on how this child can go through this transition. And then also the parent, how can I be of support? That yes, I've offered the help of taking you to counseling, but also me as a parent at home, they can come in to a counselor. How can I help this child? Because therapy itself is a journey, and you cannot, it only works if the social support around is also like helping out. But if someone comes in a session and they are helped to know who they are, what are some of the things you like? What would you want to be in future? What makes you happy? Because if we find out that this is what makes Jamilah happy, so that means, for example, if Jamilah loves children, that means she would be interested in something to do with children. So if they discover themselves in that manner, that means it's helping them to shape on what they would be in future. So that's how we'll help them. But regarding on their background, what do they believe in? What are their values? What does mommy say? What do the teachers say? What are your peers saying about you? So we have various kinds of like therapeutic things that we use, because there's expressive therapy through art, through drawings, through paintings, through just talking. But with adolescents, they mostly work with things that are practical because they get bored so easily. So because we are trained to know in terms of stages of development, we know that now this kind of person, if I start talking to them, they're going to be off.
Sure.
So if I do this and tell them like, and we begin to do maybe expressive therapy, then they'll be on board. So it helps to, so you are asking, how do I help them? There are various ways that happen in the therapy room that will help them discover what they like, because many times they don't know. But when you give them to explore through these therapeutic things that I've told you, it helps them discover what they want and who they are, and then know, actually, I don't need to be in such a space. Because if it's in future and I would love to be working maybe with children, why would I be associating with people maybe who smoke? So maybe they are able to see, this is not where I belong. So you help them also discover. If maybe they are struggling with, lately I'm with a group of girls, but they are maybe into smoking, but I don't feel right about it. So you explore them to know, what do they think about smoking? Why don't they like to be among them? You don't take them to the, oh, that is bad or something like that, but making them more aware that, okay, what do you think about smoking? What comes up in your mind? So that then they discover that while they were struggling, that I just don't want to be in that place, they have knowledge of why they wouldn't want to be in that place, and they don't owe them an explanation, the peers, to be there. Or maybe that I can be there, but I will not do it anyway, because I own my own journey. Yeah, so that's how we work with them.
So clearly, you've helped the kids to make better, healthy life choices. Now, there's been a very crucial development recently in regards to gender identity and sexuality, especially among the adolescents right now. So how can we be able to help them in this transition journey, especially in regards to those two pertinent areas?
Now, for example, in terms of sexuality, again, it brings in like the other avenues that I've told you about, the self-concept, the society, the family. What you as maybe Jamilah, what do you believe in terms of who a man is and who a woman is? Now this would be like therapy. Yeah, so how we help them is giving them more knowledge on what does it mean if you, but again getting it from them.
Yes.
That what does it mean you may be being in a relationship with a fellow like same gender. Then what does it mean for you to be in a separate in another gender? What do you see a woman to be like? What do you see a man to be like? So many times it's about exploring their minds and their views about that particular topic. So when they are confused, you will end up seeing that it's mostly because of what they are fed, what they are watching, what they are admiring, again about their peers. But if someone goes into who they are and what they would want to see happening for them, maybe 5 years from where they are, you'll find out that the journey, maybe someone even is thinking maybe of having children. Eventually. Or maybe if they are having, and what context would you want to be having when you're in that union, you know? So when they explore, you're giving them a wider mind or wider thinking of what exactly they would want to do at this particular moment. So and in terms of that, you help them realize by psycho-educating them, yes, of, like I've told you, of who a woman, what do you think a woman is, and what do you think of a man, what do you think about the two genders having a relationship. So when you get their views, that's when they can be able to identify that actually, I think this is being fed because of maybe my peers, or maybe of what I'm feeding my mind by what I'm watching, and their values and beliefs. Then they can be able to make their decision and self-aware and concept of who they are.
Okay. So there's been a pertinent aspect in regards to you know how most of the time, majority of the students are in boarding school. So clearly they have less time with their parents during the academic year. So what can we tell to the parents out there to like encourage them to not give up on this fight? Because additionally, there's this belief where we don't believe in therapy. It's for the weak, or it's a white man thing. So it's clearly also there has to be a transition in regards to mindset. So what can you tell the parents out there in regards to that?
What I would tell the parents, I think we have even been mentioning, it's building a relationship with these children. Because when you have a relationship with your child, many times it gives them the ability to be able to open up to you. So before even they come into the therapy room, this child has been able to open up on things that are confusing them. Like I said, it's an age of confusion, and where do I want to be? But as a parent, you've gone through adolescence yourself. You know what you went through. So if also you, at least you have a memory that this was hard for me, it was a critical stage. Maybe I used to even fear my parents to talk about it. I wouldn't want this. Or there are things that you even went astray and you were like, I wish there was someone to guide me. I wouldn't have gone astray. So what we tell the parents is that if there's a relationship between you and your child will be able to open up to you and you would be able to guide them. And then the guidance does not come with criticism and blaming. Yeah? Why are you with this kind of children? Why are you this? By the time you are here, it's because they are this, you're making conclusions. But in many cases, we shall not blame the parent, because also the parent, many times they are not aware of how to handle this situation. So that is why we say that let's seek more awareness on how can I handle something that is giving me a hard time. Parents have gotten news that maybe they have seen their children in relationship at school, relationships at school. Even if it's not homosexuality, just coupling at school. But with, like we have talked about, the body changes and the physical changes in their body. Of course, there would be things of attraction, of crushing, So as a parent, put yourself in this child's shoes. At the age of 13 or 15, were there times when you used to crush on a boy in class or a girl in class? So why is it that when someone says it, it sounds maybe astonishing? What? How can you be, Yes. So if you approach it in that way, then next time she would not be able to tell you I have a crush on this one. Yet if they had been open to tell you I have a crush on someone, maybe there would be a way on how to guide them, not to feed this thought to end up landing into where they don't want to be. Because in every school, there will be like, there's no coupling. Even if they are not at school, at home, would you be there opening your eyes and seeing your child maybe mingling? But yet if there is guidance, these people maybe can be even friends, but without the thought of maybe having other relationships. So it's about a parent-child relationship, but also it is about embracing that there are certain things that go on within our bodies or go on within society. And if we accept that they exist, then we can guide our children better in this, or support them better in this transition stage.
Thank you so much. You have said a lot, and I hope it can be able to speak to the parents out there, even the adolescents out there who have been able to listen to this episode. So as we conclude the show, can you give us your final remarks, and as well, where can the parents find you in case they are seeking help? Even the adolescents out there, they might want to reach out and just be able to have such a session with you to guide them. Where can they find you?
My first message would be like, let's embrace counseling. Counseling or therapy. Therapy is a big word, but it comes with helping in terms of personal transitions that are taking, like things that you're not happy of and they need a journey. But with counseling, it might be an issue, an instant issue that has come around. Maybe a student has gotten pregnant and they did not know, they landed into it, you know. How do we handle? It's an issue that has come on set. Let us seek guidance in the right manner. Because if one can have a headache, if one can have a fever, and it is okay to go to the hospital and get a diagnosis and treat when you know what you're dealing with, yeah? That is the same logic that I have about counseling, that this is something that has come up and I cannot deal with it, like I'm confused about it. That's why I would advocate for embracing counseling. Let's seek for help in people who are aware on these various stages of life or various scenarios that are happening, like the professionals are there. Where to be found? We are Be Well Therapy. We are located in Nigeria, TNT building. So, of course, there are many counselors. I will not say that it's only one avenue or something, but embracing counseling as a whole, because we might have an adolescent here who is located in Barara or who is located upcountry or something. They are there. I want to tell you that counseling centers are there. And let's embrace counseling just the way we embrace health as an issue, and then mental health, because these mental health issues are the one that these small issues, the concerns, are the ones that arise into bigger things and they become mental health issues. Yeah.
So lastly, I hope you don't mind, is there like a personal contact that you can, if in case someone would actually personally want to reach out to you?
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Be Well is a brand now. We are on Instagram, we're on TikTok, we're on Facebook, but personal contact, there's 0700 382464. My other colleague will also give another number.
Yes.
Yeah, but all those avenues, they have all the information that is got to do with the therapy center.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much for being able to spare time and be able to share knowledge with us and the viewers out there. So that has been today's topic in regards to adolescence among youth, especially self-discovery, and in that whole turmoil of transitioning. We are going to be able to expand more in the next episodes, and hopefully you'll be there to gain and more knowledge from these experts that will be sharing with us. Thank you so much. That has been today's episode. I remain Adira Rachel, and we still thank Topa Youth Mentoring Uganda for sponsoring and partnering with the Cap Talk Show. See you guys next time. Goodbye.
Bye.